So we just got home. We've got the car unloaded. It looks fantastic. I'm thinking Jolene's happy. When we went to get it off the trailer, I'm thinking that it was flooded quite heavily. It did not want to start. It was actually skipping a bit, just acting really weird. We've never actually taken the car on the road and driven it anywheres, and we're going to do that. And the reason being is we want to try it out. Jolene has been wanting a Porsche for a long time. The Porsche was way ahead of any Corvette or anything. It's just that I guess when the Corvette come up, she had a chance to go for it. She did. And the exact same thing as this. Now she's into the antique car world, really. You know, it's a 66 Porsche. It's an antique. I probably would have never have jumped out for it, but I really love that car. If I seen that car go by, I would say, wow, that's a nice Porsche. But anyways, now that we have a Porsche, now we're going to get into a little bit. We are going to take it for a drive. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shove some seafoam in the gas tank, and we'll run it that way, see if it's working a little bit better. It did start up fairly decent. It seemed like it was flooded quite heavily. With this car, like, there's more people out there that know a lot more about this car than I do. I'm just going to explain to you what we have. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to tell you anything that I don't know. But I do know that it's got 15-inch wheels on it right at the present moment. And I asked where the centers were. He said that they did not use centers when they raced. The centers had to come off when the car was raced. So what I'm telling you is this car was raced. These are the original wheels that come with the car, and we have the centers to go with it. So we have two sets of wheels, 14-inch, and we have a set of 15-inch, which I think is fantastic, both in the same configuration. This car has a roll bar welded inside of it, and to me, for someone to tear a Porsche apart and weld a roll cage inside of it, you would have not started with a rusty car, making a race car, a 912 Porsche. I do not think you would have started with a rusty car, putting a roll cage in it. So that sort of gave me the feeling that this car would be tight and right. It would have to pass a bunch of inspections. We have pictures of it on the track. Jolene has documentation on the track. Have a bunch of stuff to go with it. It's set up for racing, not all the way, but it's still got the roll cage in it. It's still got your turn off switch. It still has the fuel cell on the front. The suspension's still there, but a lot of the engine has been changed, and we'll get over that when we come back. And the reason being is the engine has been changed for the fact that it's not racing anymore, so they pulled off the heads that they were using. Actually, it got dinged up. I guess the motor got fouled up, so the exhaust that they had made had come off. The new carburetor system, I'll show you all that stuff. But let's take it for a little. First, I'm going to open the hood up and put some seafoam in the gas. Bear with me. I do not know. That's the one right there. Bear with me. I do not know much about this car. I do not really know anything about this car other than what we've been told and see. But the car, it hasn't been on the road since 2013, so it's been setting for quite a long time. You know what happens when you get a car setting for 10 years? Generally, you have to go over the fuel system, the brake system, all that stuff, and you have to go over it, basically, generally. This car, we have done nothing to other than bring it home and unload it on the trailer. So this is the fuel cell that has inside. I'm not going to do anything with that fuel cell. I think it's quite a gas tank, to be honest with you. This is where the gas tank originally went. They just put a fuel cell in for the racing purposes, I guess. And it would take, obviously, a bunch of money to make a Porsche into a race car. Like, first you have to buy a good Porsche, and then you're going to take the Porsche and make it into a race car. So that means you'd have to strip it down to get that roll cage in it. I'm thinking, by the looks of it, it was a well job done. Everything fits really nice on the pipe on that roll bar thing. Looks really good. The paint, like we said before, had some like blisters on it, and I'm thinking condensation. I did a car before. It was condensation that what did it. car could have been covered over at one time with a blanket or something in a garage or something like that. But I'm thinking that they kept this car garage for 25 years. So the prior owners had this car for 25 years. That's a good thing. As far as I know, it's never been rusted. It had quite good things to say about it where they bought it. It was a concourse winner at one time. Not many Porsches are not say factory race cars, but not many Porsches get turned into race cars. I think that turned Jolene on a little bit because it's just got it's got history. We've got the pictures of it racing. We got the names that it raced against. We have the qualifying things, do we not? We'll show some of that after. And we'll show some of the speed parts that we got with it. If you want to just take a look right here, right quick. There's some here, like the exhaust system that was made for it. And then we got the carburetors and stuff in here. And then we got the heads that go in here that really could turn it into a race car. And really could turn it into a race car. What we're going to do, though, we're going to take it for a little spin and see how it works for the first time. We're going to take you with us. We're going to go around the block and put the dog in the house for a second. Come on, Fink. Come on. Thank you. We'll be right back. Jump in, sweetheart. Let's do it. I'm going to drive it this time because Jolene's doing the camera, obviously. And she will... She's a real race car, you can tell. When you get inside of it, you have to do the maneuvering to get in. And that's part of the deal, you know. That's part of the deal. So this is going to be, you know, it's going to be fun, I guess. See how it goes. It was flooded quite heavily last time. I think if you watched the video from before, he really pumped her really hard. I'm not sure if he jammed her full of a bunch of fuel or what, but it seems to be. See if she'll start.
Is it in neutral?
Ah. Good. So what I'm going to do, it doesn't sound bad at the moment, and it's hard to tell if, you know, it's hard to tell like when you're not used to a car whether it's sounding right or whether it's not sounding right, but it doesn't sound bad right at the present moment. Like it does not sound like it's skipping right at the present moment. So look, we're idling. Nice, it's idling nice. That's a good thing. It's a fantastic thing. Just gonna let it warm up for a little bit. I guess that would be the thing to do. We even have the pole noodles, I guess. I'm not sure what you would call those. And installation, here's where the net went on. There had to be a net here of some sort. And this is where it grabbed on for the net. You can imagine the time and the effort that was spent to make this a race car. Like, wow. And I'm not saying it's a race car. Like, I mean, yes, it is a race car because we have proof. Everything seems to work on it, like the emergency brake works, the brakes are working, all the lights seem to work. We're just going to take it for a little drive. And you can write a comment and tell me if I look good driving a Porsche. I can't drive a Porsche for shit. Wrong gear, folks, wrong gear. One thing I can say, the old wheel feels good in it. You know, it's not shaking, vibrating, not doing anything. It feels real good. Sweetheart?
Sounds like it's running.
Sounds like it's running really good. And it hasn't been driven for 10 years on the road, so, or, you know, I mean, they're saying they haven't driven it for 10 years. So basically quite lucky to have it run, you know. I guess put the seafoam in to maybe clean things up a little bit. This car is a 5-speed, so I'm thinking that you would be able to run her anywheres in 5th gear. Yeah, it's running good. Yay! That makes me so happy, right? Make anybody happy. We got a beautiful scenery of winery over here on the North Mountain. It's beautiful. Chad Hiltz driving a Porsche. When did you see the day? Oh, bad Chad. He's always driving Porsches. Yeah, he drives Porsches all the time. You want me to go further out or go for a little drive? Seems to be working all right. We're not failing right yet. And it can happen at any time, you know, to be honest with you. It's an old car that's been setting for many years. Maybe you want to trade? I'll trade you a car for this, probably. I got one that's a radiator that needs to be fixed. This feels good. I think we'll turn around up here and it's your turn. Huh? Like it. It's not jumping, not bumping, not nothing. Running good, run along the road pretty good.
Yeah.
Got a nice road to run on though.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to hit a big pothole with it. I don't think it's that kind of car, but
So it's not misfiring anymore?
no, it's not misfiring one bit. Not one bit this car is misfiring right in a second. Not saying it won't. We're in 5th gear, and I'm pushing on the pedal and it's cruising. You know what I mean? If it wasn't that working that good, we'd have to shift her down. 5th gear, just going, tugging along, nice. I think you got yourself a good car. I do. I have no idea when we buy a Porsche that has been running for 10 years and it's skipping a little bit. I have no idea. But right in the present moment, the car's running good, feels good, easy to shift if you know where the gears are. Put a can of seafoam in it to maybe help clean it up a little bit inside. Hasn't been run for a long time. Did you want to drive it back?
Yeah, I can.
Huh?
I can, yeah.
Shift this bad boy down. Shift it down nice. Massively over revving or anything right at the moment. Emergency brake works fine. I can't jump out of this thing in a hurry because it's a race car. That's the cool factor, see? Oh, Jolie's gonna jump right over. I just put my hand over the exhaust.
Yeah.
And when you can feel like a car spitting and sputters sometimes on the exhaust, you'll feel it like pop, 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 and the exhaust is not doing that whatsoever.
Good.
The little car is running just beautiful. Just gotta fix her seat. This is Jolene's very first time in the car, driving the car. It's the very first time. She's been in the car, obviously said it, but very first time to drive it. She'll probably do a better job than I did. No doubt in my mind. She knows where first gear is. Folks, I would shift it myself, but you do whatever you feel like. Is that fifth gear?
I don't know.
That's fifth gear, isn't it?
I think so.
Is that maybe?
I think so.
Yeah, it's going good.
I kind of like the steering wheel.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a tight. Like it just feels really
it's
tight.
Isn't
Yeah.
it? Just wiggle a little bit, it's all the road.
Yeah.
Yay! Jolie gets to drive her Porsche. And it works.
Yeah.
It wasn't working very good when we brought it home, was it?
No, it wasn't. It's kind of scary.
Yeah. Got that right. Big corner coming up. That looks like a race car driver. Baby. Huh? Some green here in Nova Scotia right now. Driving the back roads or any roads at all. It's just beautiful. Like the greenery is just green.
Yeah, it is. So it's in miles per hour.
We're in miles per hour.
Yeah. I just noticed that.
See, this is highway. You're doing 80 highway speed. 60 would be high. 60 would be.
Yeah.
I just love your jewelry.
Thank you. My Nan would
Can
be
we have a
proud.
smile? Would you, huh? Nothing better than that. Having your woman smile, driving a Porsche, huh? Drives good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's actually really fun.
I think we got a winner, boys. I think we got a winner. Shift's good. No. Drives good. And it looks good. Woo! Damn near blew up. Lots of chicken farms around here. Mostly chicken farms, no pig farms. I think all pigs went all to Ontario, I think. Lots of grapes, lots of wine. I think Jolie should take me to Lightfoot's and buy me a bottle of wine while she drives her Porsche. She should do. How's she going to handle through the snake? Huh? Hard sometimes right here. You got a nice car. The farmers' tractors pull a lot of mud out from the field sometimes. But you know, if that's the worst thing that goes on, we're okay. See our homestead from here. I'll show you on the camera. We're going by these trees, and then maybe you'll see our homestead where we're to. Oh, can't. Oh, you can see the brown barn over there behind the pig farm. Now it's gone. Or that was a pig farm, sorry. And now it's just grain, I think. Coming to a stop. That's most important, to see if the thing stays in idle.
Oh, I was in fourth gear.
He was in fourth gear, she said.
Yeah, it wasn't in fifth.
He's idling good.
Yeah.
Gears are a little closer than they thought.
Yeah.
Just gotta let off the gas pedal. You're in fourth gear.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
What, baby?
I haven't driven
for a little drive? Or actually, you want to go home? No, let's go back to the house.
Okay.
Going to the house. Awesome. What you think?
It's fun.
So right here at just sitting here. Just stop it. Oh, I didn't brake there, did I? No. Should be able to take it out of gear. Is that a gear? We're revving at 2. It's revving a little high right now.
Should I tap it?
It could have anything at all. There could be a vacuum leak. It could be anything. This car's been sitting for quite a long time. Probably the best thing that we'll probably do with the car is get Nathan to go over it, spark plugs, wires, fuel, all that sort of stuff, and just make sure everything is up to par, check your vacuum leaks and that sort of stuff. But it is working really good. It's not skipping, and a reason I'll just give it a little shove of gas, see if it'll go down and idle raw. Shut off. No. I would say we have she just stepped on it and went up and never come back.
Should I turn it off?
Yeah. I would say we have a vacuum leak maybe. I'm not sure. But it's working really good. It's not. Put that in gear now. Chevy clutch in, please. We'll shove that in gear so it's not going to go anywheres. I'm going to get out and then we'll go through the parts that we have for the car. I can take your camera for it if you want.
No, I can. Okay.
That was successful.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. I think with a little bit of tinkering, you got yourself a winner. Got yourself a winner. So this is the stuff we got. We got an extra set of wheels and tires to go with it. An extra tire, obviously. You can tell all the tires, she was used up and she was run because you can tell how the tires are, like the rubber on the tires is crazy. The rubber buildup on the tires, like it's from obviously racing and ripping rubber around, I guess. So this is a crate that he gave us full of engine stuff. So saying this was a race car, here's some stuff here. I'm going to grab some stuff over here too. I might as well grab this. This is the exhaust that was on it. And I would say it was a big time exhaust by the looks of things. Like, I don't say big time, but let's face it, if you had to have it made or built or bought, you would spend quite a bit of money, probably, no doubt in my mind. That would be a stainless thing going on. Looks to me like goes on like yay. That would be the exhaust for that little car. We have a spreader bar, I would say, that goes across in the front from, what do you call that? I do know what to call that, but at the present second. On your shock towers, that would bolt on your shock towers like a Mustang. You have that piece going across to keep it stable. Got another box up here. Just with other stuff, parts and things like that, coils, hold down things, a whole bunch of stuff. But this is the stuff right here. There's a net. Have to have a net when you're racing, I guess. Hooked onto the seat belt. That's cool. Jolene has all the other stuff. This is just, must have been header pipes that were made for it. I would say that's a valve cover. So we've got carburetors here. Weber carburetor. So this is the carburetor that was on it. It's pretty crazy, actually. Well, no, say if it's a race carburetor, but that's a carburetor on it to make it have more fuel. Now, see on that car right now, I think it has. I can look. I think it has two carburetors, but one on each side. But this has 2 carburetors per each head now. So they've doubled the carburetor up per head. So this is the carburetor there. I don't know what that would cost, but I know what a 4-barrel carburetor cost. You're looking at 500 or more for that, I would say, at least. Then you got another one here, because this another one went on the other side. So that made it have 4 carburetors instead of 2. And these are the heads and the sleeves, I would say. Let's take a look. I'm going to learn a little bit about this bad boy. Okay, there's where your valves come up through. I'm getting dirty. Oh, there's the one that had an issue. Oh, something got banging around there, eh? And it messed it up. Not sure if that can be fixed or if not. It's aluminum. I'm thinking that it could be touched up. So what happened is that, from what I'm understanding or gathering, is they were racing it and it got bummered up. There's the valves on this one. I'm not sure where the valves are on that one. They're obviously gone. And that head there is fantastic. I'm not sure. This is what I'm not sure. I don't know what these do or how much horsepower they give you, but I know, you can buy a set of aluminum heads for a 350 Chev, give you 50 horsepower, or 70, I'm not sure, 50 to 100 horsepower. But I'm thinking that these heads obviously gave that little car a bunch of horsepower for racing. And then we have all these bad boys. And these are the sleeves for the pistons, I would take it. Just looking for a damaged one, that's all. And see if any of them are damaged. It does not look damaged. That's awesome. Look at that. So, in my opinion, Jolene very easily could have a race car again if she wanted to go with that again. It would be fun, but let's face it, I'm thinking she wants to drive it more than anything. But that's quite a package of goodies right there. That's quite a package of goodies. I may take some time, or Jolene could take some time, maybe investigate what these heads are worth. She could do that. This one needs to be fixed, obviously. I would say that was just a performance package they probably bought, I'm thinking. So these are the books that she got with it. You can show whatever you want to show, the racing stuff. You have any of that? That would be fun to have that put back together. You know that? Or I think it would. It's probably best just the way it is. For that to, I wonder if that to rev up like that, stay like that. Probably a vacuum leak. So there's it racing on the track with a bunch of different cars. There it is there. Yeah. In all her glory. It has a vehicle log book, so it did race. And by the looks of things, it raced against some pretty cool cars and people.
And this was when the last owner bought it at the auction.
Roll cage, street legal, SCCA regulated, vintage eligibility. That says something on its own, I think. But let's face it, I think Jolene acquired it because she likes she wants the Porsche, and there's not a whole bunch that come available, and there's not a whole bunch that are priced fairly decent with a bunch of history or some history. I think she did good on this one. I'd like to see if it start again. Go ahead. Jolie's going to try to start the car again, just for giggles. It's in gear.
Right.
But the emergency brake's on.
Yeah. It has to be in neutral to start it.
Is it in gear?
No, neutral.
Okay, try it again. Maybe give it a little pump. I find that. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
I know one thing for sure.
What?
Remember the belt, the charger?
Yeah.
That's why the battery not go dead, because the generator's not turned over. And it didn't start up. I can smell gas.
Can you?
I think I can. All right, everybody, we're going to let you go right from there. Jolene's got her Porsche in there. She looks good at it. Looks fantastic. It didn't want to start right there. I'm thinking that the just open the trunk, the engine compartment. I think I noticed something yesterday, or me and Jolene both noticed. And I'm thinking that that belt right there is not the tightest. I'm thinking that's probably not giving us a full charge of what's going on. But it's nice and clean back here. Could look like a whole bunch of fuel on it. That could be also. But it looks nice and clean.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice and clean. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming back. We really appreciate it. Just going over the Porsche that she had bought. Take a look how thin all the lips are. Like all the lips on the trunk lid and the doors and all that stuff are just the way you want them. Like they're super duper nice and clean and whatever. There has been work done to this car, but what I'm saying is whoever has done some work to this car, it's absolutely gorgeous. Doors all fit nice on the other side. All the lips are thin, and all that tells me that if someone did fix it, they fixed it right. And see the door lips on that? All nice and thin. They're not thick, with any filler. Just right on. Mm-hmm. When you rub your hand up underneath here, there's nothing sharp, nothing like that. Same as it up in front. It's all good. I think we'll dump a little gas in it. Maybe we'll go for another spin. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for coming back. Jolene's Porsche. As you watched on the video, the car did not start when we come back. We had a successful drive in it. It revved up in the end, and it seemed like it was starving for fuel, maybe. It revved up in the end, or the linkage of the carburetor is not I'm not right, or maybe, or something there. And then we tried it again with the camera down. Obviously it didn't start. We thought we were all done, but we're going back into it. Now it won't turn over at all. We're just clicking the key. Now it's just clicking. So we decided to try to, maybe we got to check the battery to give it a boost. And come to find out, the battery end is loose. So, yeah, see, that's loose. I went to charge it, and that's loose. So I'm figuring that if I tighten that up, that would probably help maybe our clicking thing. Not sure if it's going to help our starting thing. But this is what I'm going to say. Mike Hall from Rust Valley Restorations, the TV show on history. He will be here tomorrow. What's the date? August 14th. Tomorrow, August 14th, he will be here. He'll probably be, like, if you want to meet him, I would say he'd be here at 5 o'clock probably for sure, or 4 o'clock, somewhere around there. Mike Hall should be here. And if you want to meet him, you can come here and meet him. Yes, you can. And just throwing the invitation out there, because I know a lot of people are fans of his. And let's face it, if you get a chance to meet him and you're from here, why would you not? So I'm inviting you here if you want to meet Mike Hall from Valley Restorations. So let's tighten this battery cape up. Wanted to make sure I got that all right. I brought 3 different wrenches, and the reason being is that one didn't fit. I know right now we need the little arms in the front for holding the hood up. What we'll do is we can take one off, then we go to a local Princess Auto store and pick up 2 the exact same length. Should be tickety-boo. There we go. Huh? I bring a little wrench, honey. Trying to put my mechanic's touch on it, and you know what that is? Not to overdo it. Basically, not to overdo it. I've been known to overdo it before, and it takes time to get that touch where enough is enough. Alrighty. Do you want me to try it? You want to try it? I got these big ass boots on. So it wouldn't start when we come back. Also, in the trunk part, we'll take a look at that. I don't know if there's any sense of me trying it right now to start. It might be okay to turn it over, but I'm not going to keep winding it. I look in here at the carburetor, and this carburetor in back here was real wet. Like it was wet. This one here seems to be okay, but that was real wet. That one back there seemed like gas was running through it. Maybe, you know, a jet is opened up a little bit, letting gas run through. The gas looks good going to it, so we should be fine that way. But if it does not start, I'm thinking that I probably would just get the carburetors taken off and cleaned. But I do want to see if it will. These boots are too big for that car. Hope I got the right socks on. I do want to see if it will turn over. Because we didn't have that before, did we? We lost it. I don't want to just keep winding it over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it smart. I got it in gear there. I got the emergency brake on. I'm just going to leave it for a little bit. It turns over now. So we got that thing going on. That's good. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave it for an hour or 2. We'll try it fresh from there. Maybe it's flooded. Maybe it's not flooded. Not sure. It could be just about anything. It could be something silly. It has been on the road for quite a long time. 10 years or more. But it does look good. And when we drove it up the road, it worked really good, didn't it, sweetheart? I was impressed with it. So yeah, I think the engine's A-okay. I think it's excellent, actually. The engine's good. The ride is good. It looks good. Jolie's happy. She's got a Porsche. Just going to have to go over them carburetors. Been sitting for a while, and there's nothing more you can expect from that than if you buy a car that's been sitting for 10 years, you have to expect something for the fuel system, something for the brake system. I will say the brakes all work good. The emergency brake works even. All the lights work. That's a big thing. Just get them carburetors probably dealt with, and she'll have a top-notch car to drive. She'll have to do nothing to it other than smile. Yeah, so I'm just gonna actually go to work in the shop. We were playing around with the car this morning. Didn't want to be dirty doing that, but I did want to be dirty doing the battery and looking through the gas. Something I will say about mechanics. I am sort of a turbo guy, if you know what I mean. Like, I like to try to get things done in a quick amount of time. The better I can get at it, the faster I come, the better I feel about myself getting it done. Something with mechanics on something like this, you really have to, like, if something doesn't work, you really have to just slow down and go to the simplest things that you can do to check and see if it works, basically, you know. when it does not start, I guess, when you will not turn over, you know, just stop and think for a bit. What would be, you know, don't go to the starter. Don't think, oh, my starter's going, or oh, my solenoid's messed up, or my wiring's burned up. Don't go there. Just go to the simplest thing. And that's what I have to teach myself, to go to the simplest thing. Check first, like the battery. You know what I mean? Is the battery connected? And that's what it was. And you know, just slow down for a second. Try to check the simplest thing. You know, if your light doesn't work, don't automatically think it's your switch or your ground's undone or whatever. Maybe just check the light bulb. you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of it's a hard thing for me to slow down, but that's what has to happen with the mechanic things. You really have to just slow down and maybe go to the easiest thing first, and work your way back, I guess. That's for me. Got her to turn over, baby. All right, had a good one, everybody. Mike Hall is coming tomorrow. Be here if you want to.